All right, let's just see how this works out. Let me do this. All right, I think we're trying to go live here. So what you saw there is an intro from a while ago, because Ranger has all the newer files that I sent him.
All right, I'm here at the moment.
Oh, Ranger's here.
Do not. I can't guarantee shit right now. There's an outage area in my area, so.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Well,
I have a stream.
You're here with us now.
Yes, we need you up and running because I am streaming right now because we needed to start. Welcome to dial-up streaming. We are doing the best we can.
6 days in a row. 6 days in a row this has happened.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong when it.
Really quick for all of you guys here, so you guys know what's happening. Ranger typically does our streaming. He's the one with the connection. But unfortunately, Comcast is doing work in his area, and so there is all kinds of issues with the internet right now. I have a potential backup plan for us just in case outside of this. So if Ranger isn't able to get up and running, then we will switch to that. So there will be some probably yelling by Ranger at Comcast at some point.
Look at that. And see, we can see that again. 6 days in a row, this crap.
Oh, there's an outage. Yeah.
Because it started happening, I'm like, it's not my equipment. Quit telling me it's my goddamn equipment.
Yeah.
Finn's phrase keeps freezing.
Oh, I know. My whole stream is going to start freezing. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. That's what's going to happen. Right. This is why I don't stream.
I'm getting set up here. We should be able to start streaming here. I apologize, everybody. There's nothing I can do about this. Nothing Finn can do about it. I mean, this has been a consistent thing with Comcast for 6 days in a row. I mean, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's just not been very good. And it's.
I would do it, but I've been daddy daycare all this week.
Yeah.
No, nobody cares about your issues, Grande.
I mean, we could start it and then I could have like a chair stream. We could just have my chair in there.
Oh God.
All right.
With my internet connection, you won't even see it. It's not even gonna matter. It's just gonna freeze.
Right. Let me know when you're ready to start. And then
I'm ready to stop streaming whenever you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
You good? Okay, I'm stopped.
I hope you didn't kill anyone I know for it.
All right, so.
All right, we are back.
A good old Maurice just gave us a couple bucks and said, Ranger J 1999 at CompuServe.net. I laugh.
.org.
I just need to steal some government Wi-Fi again.
Thank God I started on my absence again.
Hey, we have a guest. Should we introduce our guest?
I don't know.
Yeah,
At
so
this
again,
point, I'm just here. I'm so blitzed at my moment.
Don't worry. So again, for those of you guys that didn't know what was just happening here, I was trying to hold down the fort until Ranger could get back. He was restarting his modem. Comcast has been giving us issues pretty much all week, and so the Ranger's connection had just kind of gone kablooey right during the pre-stream, so that wasn't really good.
The thing that pisses me off the most about that is they try to tell you that it's your fault. Did you check to see if everything's connected? Did you see it's like, no, I hadn't thought of that. That's a strange thing. Let me go check to make sure that the damn thing, which I've not touched.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on? Love that. Yeah.
Like,
it's all right.
Is that your response to you being?
Yeah.
And then I get an knowledge like, oh, like middle bird finger to you, butthole. So.
So I just wanted to get the stream started. We already had delayed it from 8 to 8:10. Usually, at least from my end, the audio was fine. The video may not always be great, and so I was kind of just trying to hold it down.
He was holding the fort down. So
Ranger is back.
Let's start. Let's have a good Wednesday night. Darth Microtransactions is in the chat. What's up, homie G? I've been shouting and pimping your stuff. So glad to see you in there. Someone look out for Urza. Let's see if Urza comes popping in. You know, we've been sending all the skewers over his way. So let's see if he's sending some of his homies this way. So glad to have you guys here. Are we doing Twitch too? I have no idea what's going on right now.
No, we are not doing. There's no
way.
Let's
start over. Hi. I'm Ranger J 1999. That's Dr. Finn, and below me is Mr. Potato Head Grande Patron himself.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
He ate lead chips as a child, and we still haven't figured out what the hell's going on with him.
And we have a guest.
And we have a guest. We have this. Finn, you introduced the guest.
So our guest for today is another YouTuber. He is a longtime viewer, and you may remember him from the chat as Member Top. You can see the change in quality. Welcome back to Dial-Up.
We'll just stay with dial-up for a while,
God.
I guess.
So as you can
man.
probably guess what happened, Comcast hit Ranger again. So I am streaming again, and yeah. So this is all kinds of fun today. Yeah. Unfortunately, not much we can do about it. This is we're trying to see. It is not really dial-up. I have a low connection with multiple devices on it in my house, so I'm trying to see if there's.
All right, so let's talk to the guest.
Yes, go ahead and talk to the guest, Grande.
guest.
I'm gonna see if I can do anything to improve my.
So, Member Tauntauns, you changed your name, and tell everybody again what your name is. So that way we know it again.
It's MeroCM, MEROCM.
Okay, and then you've been posting a couple of videos, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. You know, just it's really brought back a lot of passion for me in the game. You know,
Right.
It's just a way for me to connect with people in the community.
Sure.
I work in the design business, so it's like, I mean, I might as well start creating. I've consumed so much content on YouTube, you know, from you guys, Warrior, you know, Darth Microtransactions in here. You know, Darth Microtransactions really taken off. I've been talking to him in Discord, and
Super guy.
that kind of inspired me. It's like, man, this guy's really taken off, and it's just kind of inspired me to do this, you know. And I've got a whopping 10 subscribers, but you know, I'm having fun. So
Hey, that's what matters, right?
it is what matters for sure.
Okay. Well, good. Well, we're glad you're here, and we're glad you're having some fun with it.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we will want you to be part of the around the corn, as we say. And then
I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, we'll definitely want you to be part of that. And then in the meantime, we'll kind of go ahead and go through some of our we'll kind of go through some of the normal stuff that we do today.
Okay.
And I'm going to start out with what we have as far as let's see, do we have an agenda?
We do. It's okay. So we'll start.
I was looking at Finn's stuff for the agenda.
Yeah, let's do the shoutouts first. So we have the shoutouts there.
Okay.
The agenda is just the 3 links, Grande, so it's pretty straightforward.
Right.
Let's talk.
Okay, so
yeah, let's do the shoutouts.
you want to do
so
shoutouts?
you have the
I don't know
Patreon
what the
shoutouts.
word of the day is.
Yeah, so I'll do the word of the
one that
day
you-
while you do that. So word of the day for today is very simple. It's Padme. Padme.
Gotcha.
Padme. Type Padme in the
Gotcha.
chat, and that's the word of the day. And in the meantime, Grande will do our Patreon shoutouts.
All right, so Patreon shoutouts, we have Alux12, Bimatsu, Chopper BZ, Clone Trooper 211, 33, Corinth, Dangerfield, Darth Teflon, Darth Allen 0885, Darth Bob, Deadpool Kyle, Drewman 95, Eric 123, Hogzilla, I Bong Hard, It Poops Bombs, Maz Kanata, Mos Mike, Ouchie Dumpling, Ray Rook or Ray Rock, Rose Taco, the Revenator, also known as the Renovator, Sanely Red, Shadow Val, Sith Lord, Slash Van Rhodes, Spaceman Tim, Contingent, Tallywhack, Tenebris, The Tor, Walter Arnold, War Bobby, and Zara Thrustra. And we're glad to have all of you guys as Patreons. And we do in the bottom have in the in the description of this video, have a way for you to go look at our Patreons. And if you would like to be a Patreon member, we definitely appreciate that. So items on the list. We had a little bit of info dropped just recently. The first one we'll go to is this Padme Events item. Okay. So just a little while ago, couple minutes ago, maybe an hour or two ago, SB Crumb dropped one. Hi, Holotable Heroes. Padme Amidala, the brave former Queen of Naboo turned tenacious galactic senator, is coming to the Holotables. During the Clone Wars, Padme's quick thinking allowed her and her friends to repeatedly outsmart their enemies. Enter the Geonosis area with a squad of separatists and urged Padme in this arduous, legendary event. Aggressive negotiations. And then we also saw somewhere, I saw on Twitter, I guess it was, there is a Twitter post.
It's a video that they pulled. They pulled it.
They did pull that?
They pulled the post.
Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at one point I saw it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't exist anymore.
That's interesting.
So there was a video at one point that was on Twitter like an hour ago that's not on there anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
You think it's because it shows the characters that we need?
So I don't know if they're the characters we need, or whether it's just other characters. So really quick, just so hopefully this is all getting through, and I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm trying to do in order to help us here. So I'm still trying to stream. I think the video is coming in blurry, so if you guys can turn down the resolution on it. But on my computer, I'm also recording it. So for those of you that may not be able to, I will upload this as soon as it's done so you guys can hear the whole thing. But it's I think the audio is coming through, so just so you guys know. So
what do you think, Fen? And they pulled a video. So
they
what do you
think? A video that I have on my computer. I'm just saying. So
you actually recorded the video somehow.
I have the video.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Well,
proactive.
Good to know. I was cooking dinner and watched half of it and was like, oh, I'll come back to that later.
Yeah. So what the video was it was showing the it looks like the Geonosis event. And the Geonosis event shows Padme. It shows her next to Anakin and some others. I don't have the video open right now, and I don't want to show
Padme?
it.
I didn't even get to see that.
Yeah, they showed Padme. They showed her doing some abilities as well. She has a kick that she does. She has a blaster that she uses, and yeah. So again, guys, really quick, I'm just seeing it in the chat, so I just want to say it again because this is pretty. I might put a message on the screen for it. Turn down your resolution so you guys can at least get the audio, and then I'll upload the better quality version afterwards. But oh yeah, there it goes, and it's back. Okay, so it shows Padme fighting with a bunch of different droids. So it starts out with some of those red B1s. And the red B1s are, they're being themselves, kind of just talking about, oh no, somebody's here, Roger. And then somebody comes and shoots them from behind and all that, and then Padme fights. Then they show Padme lined up with 5 Jedi, and it's, I'm trying to remember exactly who it is, but I believe it's Kenobi, Anakin, Padme, I can't remember who the 4th one was. But there is another one that is one that eventually people identified in our RSG Discord and everything as the Mon Calamari. Oh, it was Mace Windu. Mace Windu was the 4th. And then Mon Calamari. So Mon Calamari Jedi was the one that was all the way on the side. And nobody knows who he is. He's just kind of like a generic Akbar species
I have 5 separatists. I'm just gonna say at and I have 5 Separatists that are all gold. The problem is they're not probably the 5 Separatists that we need in order to complete the event.
Yeah.
Because they have, I mean, only 3 of them sort of have synergy together.
Well, so
I mean, most people have.
Here's the other
a lot
interesting
of people
part.
have like the Geos, right?
Yeah. So here's the other interesting part. So as soon as this update went out, right, they put in the shard shop, or not the shard shop, the store, they put in a pack of Separatist droids, right? So it has Grievous, IG-100, B2, and then Droidica and B1. In the video, however, which may be the reason why they pulled it, because it may be inaccurate, they showed Dooku lead with B2, Droidica, B1, and then Geonosis Soldier, which seems to imply that you could use all Separatists, right? And so that may be why they pulled it, because the characters that they showed were not good.
It does say that you can. It does say enter the Geonosis arena with a squad of Separatists. It doesn't say which.
It doesn't say which one.
It doesn't say droid Separatists. It just says Separatists. So I'm thinking I could go in there with Dooku and Asajj Ventress and Sun Fac and Poggle and Geo Spy or whatever, and Sun Fac, and get it done. Geo Soldier and get it done. I don't know if that's going to really be the case, but I'm definitely not going to level anybody up.
Well, you say that now, right? But what if they do make it so that there's some droid requirements?
Oh man,
because we saw it with.
You think they're gonna make a power requirement?
Yeah, I mean they could. A power requirement on a legendary would be a whole new low. I have to say.
Yikes!
Yeah, they're doing it. I mean, they could be doing new things with this. They're implementing.
Oh man, let's see if I have them all at 17.5. Right? That's what I. Let me go check.
Dooku's gonna be a Zeta. You have to put a Zeta on Dooku.
Separatists? Do I have Separatists at G12.5? I don't even know if I have them at G12.5.
I mean, so the post says Separatists, right? So, and I'm gonna see if I can get the post up on the screen. So the post clearly says Separatists.
Hey, I got Dooku there with no. I have Dooku there with no Zeta. He's at 17,698.
There you go.
So he's there. You know who's not there? Geo Soldier. And I have 3 pieces. I have all 3 left side pieces on Geo Soldier, and he's not there. And I have 2 left side pieces on Spy, and he's not there.
What are they at right now? Because I have the same thing on mine.
They're like, I mean, I'm sure if I put 6-dot mods, they'd be there. 17,265 and 17,215 or something, right? Yeah. So I mean, they're close, right? But no, Poggle's pretty far down there, and so is B2. And and I saw Bimatsu put in the chat, let's make Nute Gunray great again, right? So, maybe there's a way that we could actually run Nute Gunray lead on this thing and get it done.
Man, I wouldn't want to gear him though. There's only one
that stealths, right? In the whole group, the only other one that stealths is Geonosian Spy. So I don't think it's gonna work really well. Buckle up, boys. That's what Urzatron says. Yeah, no joke. No joke.
Oh, welcome, Urza. I didn't know he was in the chat.
Let's see what's up. Let's see what happens. But okay, so there it is. So we've got something. There's something for us. And then let's see.
Here's the thing, right? We've discussed this before. We saw this with the Chewie event, right? Let's be honest about the Separatist. Most people have Asajj, right? Most people have worked on the Geos for their ships, right? So they might not use them as a character, but they worked them on the ship. That's 4 out of potentially 5 that you need for a legendary event. And then who would the 5th be, right? You could potentially have B2 already. You could potentially have Dooku already.
Or Grievous.
Or IG-100, right? These are early game characters.
Yeah, so I doubt very many people went all in on IG-100.
Probably not, but I'm just saying he's there, right, as a day one.
Right. But his gear from Gear 7 to Gear 8.
Oh, I know. He's a Carbonti mess.
Is really kind of difficult, right? I mean, so a lot of people were like, let's just stop. To be honest, Grievous and Separatist droids makes the most sense if somebody went all in on that team.
But I mean, my question is more with, if we have these day one-ish characters, right? And Grievous wasn't day one, but he's been around for a while, and they made him pretty easily accessible once they put him in like Fleet Store and all of that. So if you have all of these really early characters, if they don't make it Separatist droid specific, don't you think this is going to be as difficult as the Chewie event? Because
it's going to be an RNG fest, and you're going to have to run Dooku lead.
Probably.
Right. If you've got Sep droids, you probably just walk all over this thing. Otherwise, you're going to play this thing until you can finally get some really great RNG, and you're doing dodge meta circa, early 2017 to get it done.
Okay, but you're coming at it from a different perspective. And Member Tauntauns, you can talk about, I'm going to keep calling you Member Tauntauns because that's how I've known you before. Mero CM. So I saw the question again. So our guest is Mero CM. He is a YouTuber. Let me see if I think I actually can get your screen up here.
A 1 week YouTuber, man. Just started. I'm early on this.
There we go. We can see Mero CM kind of on the screen a little bit here now.
It'll be 100% Chewy level. That's what Nathaniel Morgan says. So
that's what I'm kind of thinking too.
Yeah, so that's my question, right? So you're more on the whale end, Grande. I'm definitely more on the free to play. Mero, where are you again in terms of spending?
Man, it's on and off. I would say I'm a dolphin, but okay. I've been playing since the Rancor drop. That's how long I've been in the game. So, but I probably spend $100 here or there every couple months. But I don't know if we need these new Separatist droids like the B2 and the Droideka. I might be spending another couple $100 just to get this character.
So let me ask this then. So from all of our perspectives, would you rather see it as a Separatist droid event? Right, where the difficulty might be a little bit less, but the characters are more difficult to get? Or would you want to see it as a full Separatist, which means that more people will probably get it simply because they have more access to the characters, but the event will be more difficult? Grande, which one would you prefer?
I think if somebody who was free to play, if they worked really hard on their geos, right, and they worked really hard on Asajj Ventress, right? Mm-hmm. And they worked really hard on, let's say, Dooku or B2 for some other, portion of the game. Yeah, of course they should. I feel like that's a long-term player that's put a lot of effort into the game at one point. I mean, he's not, that particular player, he or she's not getting a whole lot of use out of their G12, Sun Fac, Geonosian Soldier, Geonosian Spy. So yeah, I think they should get a kind of a pass on it this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure.
If somebody, let's say, doesn't go in and spent $300 or $400 on these two new characters, but they've spent a little bit of money for a while, then yeah, they should do it.
What about you, Mero?
Especially. Well, I'm kind of with Grande on that. The thing that I'm really worried about is that we're going to need her to be a higher star level just to access certain territory battle maps.
Yep.
So I'm worried about that. And there are some free-to-play players in my guild. I'm very fortunate, to be in a really, really high-level guild, but there are still some free-to-play players in there. And the thing I'm worried about is all the guilds starting, split up and take all their better players and put them into one guild, and all the other people will be kind of stuck in the dust. If they don't have a 7-star Padme to access the territory maps.
We've seen this happen. You bring up a great point, and I've seen this many times before, right? Whenever you have new content like this, typically more whalish type players kind of consolidate together at first.
Mm-hmm.
Later, as we kind of understand what's really quote unquote needed for the event, you start to see more of a dispersion of whales throughout more guilds. It's happened so many times, right? I mean, it happened when Rancor came out. It happened when AT came out. It happened when TB and TW. It happened when Sith Raid came out. We've seen it on many, many, many different levels. We will probably see it again, right? So it's just kind of this ebb and flow, contract and relax kind of thing. And so we're going to go from kind of a more of a relaxed type atmosphere as far as everybody needing to have everything to maybe more of a contraction type of atmosphere where you need to have the right stuff in order to be part of the group. But I don't think it's going to be long term, right? It might only be for a couple of months or until she becomes farmable. I mean, we had the same thing happen with Captain Han Solo. Remember Captain Han Solo when he first came out? And everybody was all like, you got to have Captain Han Solo. And they panicked about it. I mean, this seems very reminiscent to me of something like this, right? I mean, we haven't seen her kit yet. She could be great in Arena. She could be terrible in Arena. I mean, you don't hear anybody talking about how they're using Captain Han Solo in Arena right now, do you?
No.
Sometimes you see it in GA, sometimes you see it in TW.
I use him in GA a good bit, I think. He's a pretty good utility, but it's definitely a cleanup. It's not usually a starting, like, initial
I see him
squad.
in TW a lot. Yeah.
So
he's a good character.
So this will probably be a great character. Hopefully it'll make the Galactic Republic a little better. My gosh, they need some help, right?
Well, with all these new Zetas and stuff that's come out, I think she's going to fit into the General Kenobi and Ahsoka Tano team. She
that makes perfect sense,
support
right?
Character.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? So you're running like GK lead, with those other three and the new person, and maybe we finally get a rework on Mace Windu or something, or maybe
that's what I'm thinking.
Or maybe you're running Hermit Yoda on the team, something like that, or you're running Grandmaster Yoda on the team. But yeah, I could see something like that.
Did it say in the description that she was actually did it say tenacious leader? Is that what I heard when you read the description?
Tenacious Galactic Senator. So it does not say tenacious leader, but we can kind of glean from something from that.
Yeah.
That she could potentially have so much tenacity that maybe she does not get.
They know that we read into every single word. So if they put tenacious, they know that we're thinking tenacity based. In the video, it also shows Padme, what appears to be in the leader position, in the lineup. They put her in the middle, and on the other side they have Dooku in the middle because B1 doesn't have a leader, Droidica doesn't, B2 doesn't, and Geo Soldier doesn't. So it looks like she will have a leader ability from the sounds of it, and it makes sense considering she is the queen of Naboo. I mean, it'd be hard to be a queen. The thing that confuses me is that, the first map that we're getting apparently is going to be the dark side portion of the map, and they're releasing a light side legendary character, which I see, being very powerful in this map. So it's kind of interesting that they're releasing a light side legendary character when we're getting a dark side map first.
Oh, that's a good point, right? Good point. Who knows, man? Maybe we need her whenever she's on the light side. Maybe she's more arena. Who knows?
Or maybe she could be farmable on the map. I mean,
but typically
we
get the light side. Typically, we get the light side character on the light side map, and we get a dark side character on the dark side map. But who knows, right? We're talking about it from a
speculative.
It's very, very speculative. Very, very speculative. Okay, so the next item that we have is we had a small little update today that came in, and we got it from Crumb. Hiya Holotable Heroes. Here's some new content. We got a shard shuffle for those who don't know. B1 Battle Droid, now farmable on 5B and hard node. I don't know what used to be on 5B, but that's what's on 5B now for the fleet battles. And then Droidica.
5B had nothing. It wrote it. There was nothing that it replaced.
Okay. And then Droidica now replaces Hoth Rebel Scout. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Hoth Rebel Scout, whose currency on light side 8B hard. Hoth Rebel Scout will continue to be farmable on 6A and the Cantina Battle Store. I thought it was Hoth Rebel Soldier that was farmable in the Cantina Battle Store.
Is it not?
No. Remember, Hoth Rebel Soldier was a pain because he was only like 2 hard nodes.
Yeah.
He was one of the most annoying farms because he didn't have anything besides the hard nodes. Scout is easy to get because of Cantina.
That's right. So we're good. Scout's easy to get, so it's no big deal. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a.
And then we got this bundle. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So then we got this bundle that we talked about, this Separatist Droid bundle, where you get 55 Grievous, 30 B1, 30 Droidica, 55 B2. That's interesting. 55 Magma Guard, and then some credits and some gear and stuff. And you can it is a $65 pack, man.
It's for new players for sure, man.
I mean, it's a $65 freaking dollar pack.
Yeah, that's a little.
You know, most of us only need 2 of those guys, and that puts you at over $1, $1 and a little bit a shard, like $1.25 a shard.
Mm-hmm.
I could not tell anyone in this game to pay $1 something a shard. That seems so. I'm with you. That's got to be for new player. Now there is a faction pat. There's another faction bundle in here. This is a $6.99 bundle, and this may be more where people who kind of just are going for one character might go, right? But still.
No. This is not good for somebody going after one. It's when they're going after all of them, because you have a chance at one of those 5, right?
I know you have a chance at one of those 5, but I was thinking, if you were trying to 7-star, this is how I would do it rather than that $70. If you were
I
trying
wouldn't do
to
either of them. I would
7-star,
just buy the shards from the store, because these are definitely going to
maybe
end up
just
in
buy
the
the
store.
shards. Yeah, they shouldn't. I thought they were already in the store sometimes.
Yeah, B1 and Droidica are all in the store. I mean, this pack is going to be awful.
In shipments already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in shipments already.
Mm-hmm.
The chances of you pulling those are going to be really rare too.
Yeah.
The rare characters, you know what I mean?
If you don't need all 5 of them, I would not touch that pack, because you're going to keep on getting the one that you already have. It's going to be awful. Yeah, so yeah.
I know some people that will buy that $60 pack for the Omegas, though. I guarantee you on that.
They
may. I mean, those.
We got a couple of fixes. They took Hoth Rebel Soldier out of the platoons, so now everybody can do their missions, their regular combat missions. And then I guess they also took out Jango Fett on the dark side ones and replaced him with Krennic. So there was, how they're fixing both of those.
Am I missing why that's a necessary fix? Why was?
I don't know why that one's.
Oh, maybe because their phase 3 was set before.
No, because their phase 3, I bet, that's one of the ones where you need bounty hunters, right?
Is it? Yeah, that may be why.
I think you need bounty hunters that day, so that's why that one was done. And then I think, and I don't know why this, these have been replaced by Princess Leia in all instances but one, where it was replaced by Akbar. I don't see any of that as a problem. The other one I think had to do with needing bounty hunters on that day. So
yeah,
I feel like both of those are kind of easy peasy. Not just a ton of problems with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or issues with it.
What do you think,
the
Mara?
third one? Yeah.
Well, I was sitting here just thinking about it. I kind of zoned out because I was thinking about that video. I was wondering, because we've been hearing all these rumors about the Geonosians getting buffed. I was wondering if that video is kind of confirming that. I was just zoning out and thinking about that. I'm sorry.
No. No, we have Ranger.
I was just watching that video.
We have a Ranger.
Oh, we do?
Fighting.
Okay, great.
Ranger's angry.
I'm going to the crap out of these folks. With
Why?
my words.
Because of Padme?
No, Comcast.
Oh, okay. So at least now we're gonna have
a company that can piss me off more than CG ever could. Man.
Fair enough. Touche. Well, I hope it gets better soon.
Am I coming in clear? Hello?
I hear you. Lima, I hear you. Lima Charlie. You're good.
Well, let's see how long this lasts. Give me a couple minutes, Finn. I want to see if I stay stable.
If you stay stable,
do,
then
I'll
yeah,
take
you can
over.
pick it up.
But until then,
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit. The next one we have here is
Well, before we go to the
we
next
have
post,
CG Eric.
Yeah. Before we go to that,
Yep.
Couple of things. First, I didn't forget. We do have our shout outs to do from the word of the day. So let's do that
Okay,
first
great.
here. So shout outs to everyone that typed Padme, which was our word of the day. I'm not taking anything like after now. Whoever's there gets it. So
hey, Finn, did you mention that we hit over 1 million views today?
no, I didn't. We hit
You
over 1
son
million
of a-
views. We hit over 1 million views. Thank you very much,
I
guys.
didn't know why I'm here. I'm the one that finds this. You would think Finn would know that before I did. But
Oh, I
no,
don't pay
he
attention
didn't.
to the numbers. I just keep. I'm stuck behind my
Yeah,
little
your numbers are
video
stupid.
editing software, just stuck staring at a screen. I don't pay attention to those things.
Numbers make me angry.
All right. So, shout out to John Moran, Dreamy Mushroom, Darth Microtransaction, McTweet, DSP, Mostef Isley, Apparingo, Maz Kanata, What Else 73, The Taco King 2, Daniel McCracken, Jason Hommel, The Tor, Jacob Baxter, Kobe-Wan, Bimasu, Jedi Training Bogus, What Else 73, Raza 972, Hogzilla, Darth Unlucky, Durgan, The Dagger, Captain Blackbeard.
He's-
That's
Curly Grande.
That's right. It's Curly Grande.
It's
Oh,
Curly
wow.
Grande.
came to say hi.
Hi. Bye, Curly
Bye,
Grande.
sweetheart.
All right. Clone Troop
Man,
211,
you guys look alike.
Yeah, we do.
Helenix, Jijak Canna, Darth Talawak My Knacker, Fat Tony 99, Ham and Cheese, Talon Lee, Matt A. Oh, I think that's a new one. So welcome, Matt A. Sword of the Jedi, Decepticons, JJ the Crazy Neko, Grim, Luke Thyrocker, Styx 13, Xylo 1111, Bad Rongo, Michael House, Fatality V2, Good Old Maurice, Dexatronic, Rose Taco, Nathaniel Morgan, Dane Kyrell, Slash Fan Rhodes, Contingent 33, Darth Hideous, who also said shut up, Finn, so thank you, Darth Hideous. It Poops Bombs, Ouchie Dumpling, Zarathustra, Suicide Squad, Joao Cavalcanti, Skywalker Vader, Molly, Urzatron, Captain Obvious, and I think that's everyone. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you very much for watching. All right, now before we go into the, oh god, I'm afraid to ask. Ranger, are you still there?
Yes.
We are getting ready to do a quick review of the meta report. Does
I can try. That's all I can do.
yeah. So if Harry Carey is ready, let Harry Carey start.
Well, you want me to try to stream or?
Well, you can just do the voice right now if you want. Before
Well,
if you're ready to take over, I'm ready to drop.
All right, let's give it one more try, and if it doesn't work, well, then I'm just gonna go drink a bottle of bourbon.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the stream. I'm gonna drop the stream now, Ranger.
Holy crap! I think we're good. But I say that, and we'll probably go down. Can't click. Now I can't start my stupid video. Oh my god! I hate OBS so much right now. All right, well, you guys can't see me. That sucks. But I can show everything else. It looks like it's good. So we're good right now.
They can see you, but you have to. That means somewhere your OBS is taking the camera.
I don't
so just
know
add your webcam source onto the screen somewhere, and they can.
You think I don't? I've got Zoom up right now. I just won't let me. I won't let me add video to the Zoom call because there's something pulling it.
No, don't add it to the Zoom. Just add it directly to OBS from your camera source.
Oh. Well,
You can just add your webcam camera source and just stick it somewhere.
Well, I don't know. Give me a second. Crap.
So for those of you guys that wonder what happens with the with the
take it over! Look, a big ranger! Oh, wee! Wee! I'll go up top somewhere. Let me see. And I'll go right here. Put myself right.
Oh man!
There, little bitty ranger right there. There we go. Little bitty ranger right there.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that were wondering what happens in the pre-stream, it's usually stuff like this.
I can confirm that.
Yeah.
We try to do all the setup, but then there's not much we can do once the internet goes out. But there you go.
We're gonna break it. Somebody said we're gonna.
I've gone crazy tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
So it is time.
Time for the meta report.
Yeah, time for Ye Old Meta Report.
Hi everybody, Harry Carey here from heaven, and welcome to another boring meta report brought to you today by Comcast. Why Comcast? Because they're a bunch of turds that offer great service and never give it to you. Comcast, kiss my ass.
All right, so
Comcast, when you want internet but don't really want it. Comcast, when you can get over 1,000 channels. Psych.
all right, meta report, pretty straightforward. We are seeing the Darth Revan Pac-Man increase. It's basically, so both Revans combined are taking 97% of the meta. 97% of the meta has a Revan lead. This is how boring it is.
Man.
It's awful. This whole, it's just flat out awful.
48 people running CLS.
Yeah, just people are just throwing other things in there. That these are probably the lower servers, the ones that don't have anybody with Darth Malak or Jedi Knight Revan. It's just silly. And if you think this is silly, wait till you look at the fleet.
I really don't want to. Do I have to scroll?
Wow.
Yeah, scroll down. You have to see what the fleet is. It's ridiculous.
Christ.
Last week, Home 1 broke 90%, and it made news for us because this was the first time that on our stream we showed a meta that had over 90%. Well, Home 1 is now at 94%.
Hey, we're making progress.
Wow, man.
It's frustrating to me because
I think it's frustrating too because basically we're telling everyone to farm the same thing, right? There's nobody gets to farm what they want or farm what they like.
Nope.
I mean, but it's not even that. So that's part of it. But I've been on the record about what my thoughts were about Ships 2.0. The whole thing about Ships 2.0, part of it was that they wanted to have a system where they could release more ships and not have it tied to as many ships per capital ship.
So where are the ships?
So they haven't been producing ships.
Yep.
It was also to break up the meta at the time, which was basically just kind of a big
Chimera.
with the TIE Advanced and a Chimera lead, and then TIE Advanced, and then TIE Fighter pilot, and you had some other ones. It was just pretty much all the same ones, right? But they did this in order to break it up, and now look at what they did. It is now a freaking 94% meta. I think 3v3 on ships destroyed ships. I lost full interest in ships.
Well, part of what happened was the Millennium Falcon is just really powerful and really synergizes way too well with too many other Rebel ships.
Kind of sounds. I wonder if there was a character, maybe an actual character, that would have foreshadowed what would have happened here.
Are you talking about Ewok Elder?
Yeah, maybe it's Ewok Elder, a character that just came in and was just too OP for everything else.
Like
what
Revan,
character could that be? I mean, seriously, they don't seem to learn. It's really kind of sad. Ships is not in a good place right now. It doesn't look like CG knows what they're doing with ships.
You know what we've said before, which I don't mean to kind of beat a dead horse, but I feel like that what needs to happen is we need to have more of a process, right? And I've kind of gone over it and over it and over it again. In my mind, we need to have, they make the kit, they go through alpha testing, they go through beta testing, we go through an open beta, and whenever you do that process, when you go through, build it, alpha test it, beta test it, open beta test it, then at least now it's what you're doing is you're putting the players and the devs on the same side. the problem, you know, where now it's not a player versus dev. It's, hey, we all tried it, we all thought it was going to work this way, we all had a big conversation about it, and then it didn't. And I think it changes the conversation from an us versus them to a we are trying to make a cool game for you and continue to add pieces to it, and we collectively didn't make it work, so let's we together work and make it better.
But they seem to just be ignoring it. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Even with all of
we
that,
will-
they're just not producing the ships. It's like they created mods 2.0 and left it there.
You know, we talk about this every time we talk about the ships meta. You know, we've talked about this before, right? That they waited too long, they spent too much time, then we got ships 2.0 and they waited too long again. I mean, everybody's got enough to where if we got a new capital ship, we could max it out with all of the resources, right? So they waited too long and they waited too long and they waited too long. And the reason why they waited too long is because whenever they put more ships in, they have to rebalance, or they have to change fundamentally how TW works and how GA works. Because the problem here is that you have a really nice balance with putting one ship on defense and two ships on offense for TW. And you have a really nice balance where you put one ship on defense in GA and then you have three ships to beat it with. That's a nice balance. If you change that balance by adding more capital ships, you now have upset the balance where it's not 1 to 3, it's 2 to it's 2 to 5, it's 2 to 3, or it's 1 to 4, right? You've changed this balance that they've made, and so the capital ships fundamentally change how the game works because there's so few of them.
I blame Finn.
And so again, right, we have to, it's how they made it. It's how they made it.
Mero, what do you think? We haven't gotten your thoughts about ships as a whole.
I think they're so focused on character balancing right now, and I thought that they were going down a good direction with Palpatine lead. We would have seen a rock paper scissors meta with the Palpatine instead of it just being all Revan. But I think they're just so focused on balancing these characters and making everybody happy that they've completely, pushed ships to the side. And now that everybody has Falcon, everybody can climb now. So you're getting knocked back from like 1 to 100 overnight. Especially in my ship shard, it's a nightmare. But you're battling the same ships over and over and over again. I mean, it's like you said, it's 91% or so Akbar. So that's all that you see now, and it just gets kind of boring. It gets kind of stale. And I definitely think that they've turned away from ships and are solely focused on characters right now. That's what I think.
I think it's going to take a fundamental shift in how ships works in order to make it fun, and in order to make it where they can make money at it, and in order to make it where we can make it work. I mean, they're going to need a ships 3.0.
And that's the sad part. The other part is too, like, if we see how they did ships, we can view it one of two ways. One, and I'm just going to say, they view ships as a somewhat of a disaster, right? They didn't design it in a way that allows them to continually grow it. And so this was an issue. They kind of leave and kind of orphan the whole fleet thing, and then potentially work on a different game mode. Because we know Galaxy, like Star Wars in general, right? And one of the things, it's going to be difficult, but pod racing is potentially something people have mentioned, right? Now there's a lot that goes into it. It's probably never going to happen, but
I'm going to tell you right now, they need to. I mean,
but any other game mode now is in question.
But any other game mode they make, right? That's effectively some kind of a skin on top of this. I mean, rather than work on pod racing, rather than work on, let's say, ground assault vehicles, right? Let's say everybody wants to play as an ATST, or everybody wants to play where they have their own, AAT, right, on their side of the battle. Rather that's effectively a new type of skin. They need to fix ships before they make a new skin. Yeah. And the reason why they need to do that is because if you don't fix ships, they will recreate some new unforeseen problem in pod racing. They will create some new unforeseen problem in in ground assault vehicles. I don't know what we want to call it, right? But where you get to play as an AT-ST, or where you get to play as a AAT. And so, because effectively it's a new skin, I would say fix skins in ships before you create a new skin. Because otherwise you'll create the problem in 2 areas and then you'll have to fix it in 2 spots rather than just fixing it in 1 spot.
I'm honestly in favor of just dropping ships altogether now. Just leave it as a separate game mode that allows players to get crystals if they want to play with it, and leave it at that. Kind of just like an arcade game within the game itself. So you can play it for fun, you can leave it. Just that's it.
You think there's anything that they can do to, bring ships back to make it fun again?
Yeah, get rid of the
I would love
get
to
rid of
do
the
that.
damn pilots on the ships. That was the dumbest thing they ever did.
Decouple ships from pilots. That's one of the first things that we've talked
But
about.
that's going to be really hard now.
No, it's not hard. It's just
I don't think it's as hard as you think. But decoupling ships from pilots is probably one of the...
I'm not code-wise, but I'm saying from a player base. There's a lot of people that invested in characters that are otherwise ones that they wouldn't have invested in simply because there was a tie-in between the characters and the fleet. Like, how many of us worked on the Geos? If it wasn't for this Geonosis battle that's coming out, right? How many of us have worked on Geos just specifically for their ship? I wouldn't have worked on my Geos otherwise. Maybe just Sunfac, and that's it.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
That's where I see the difficulty, not in the ability to do so. I think them decoupling it is a really easy process, probably on the coding side, right?
If you put out something that is really good, it gives you more variety of ships and makes ships funner, that'll go away. But
I think potentially too, end up where you could fight a battle without having to have where you need a capital ship, but you're not limited to 4, right? Some ship has to be in that slot, and you have to be able to fill up the front 4. But as long as you fill up the front 4, you could put Millennium Falcon in that spot. You could put another like subcategory of ships into that spot. But whatever.
The thing is that there's just so many ships that they can use too as well. But as you said, there's no pilots for them.
And you're gonna put generic pilot in the game so you can have a ship for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so stupid. But I mean, there's lots of ways they can handle it, and it can be handled right, and it's the right move because ships is a train wreck right now. And so. I mean, it's
the problem
boring.
is if they don't fix it here and they go into some kind of pod racing thing, and now we have certain characters attached to certain pods. We've effectively recreated the same problem.
Yeah.
If we go back and we create ground wars, and only certain characters can drive the AT-ST, and only certain people can run snow speeders, and only certain people can run an AAT, we've recreated the same freaking problem over again.
And Vigilant Sentinel donated $5, and he said, give away a ton of new ships and gear out to balance the meta out. I mean, that's something they could do, but it's not, honestly, it's probably not feasible for them to give away that much to balance out the meta.
So, all right, we talking about the meta.
All right.
I feel dirty.
We have talked till we're blue in the face about that. You ready to talk about this this other one?
Yeah, we're gonna go into a lot on this one. I have something that I really want to talk about.
I'll read it and try not to grandy up this post, okay?
Well, no. Which one are you talking about? Which one are we going to?
Eric.
Eric, yeah. We don't need to read it. We did a whole video about it. We can just cover
we never posted it, but
we don't really need to read it. I mean,
we can summarize what it is. If you want to summarize Grande, just like
summarize it. So there's a lot of characters in the game. There's a lot of ships in the game, and they, even though they spend a ton of time, testing the characters. Basically, the minute a character goes out in the wild, all of us do more testing in the first couple of hours than they could ever do on their end, right?
Mm-hmm.
That basically, they're saying it's not an excuse, but that they will continue to do a good job and try to minimize issues in the future, but that it happens, and that their balancing isn't right. Then they mentioned that maybe they need a public test server. I've been preaching this for like a year and a half since Nihilus came out. I've been preaching public test servers. Huge deal. We definitely need them. And then I think it would help with both the creative process and it would help with game-breaking bugs. And it would help where they potentially wouldn't have to nerf they wouldn't have to nerf new characters or nerf old timey characters, or at least they would know about the bug before it happened.
Yeah.
And they'd know about interactions, and then they talk about how Sith Assassin, and how it worked really great with Darth Revan.
And now it doesn't.
And now it doesn't because
of Malak.
because of Malak, and that really wasn't their intent, but that it probably shouldn't have happened like that. They're looking at returning the gear. Don't apply any more gear because there's probably going to be a problem with returning gear if you didn't, and that they will try to they'll try to work with that in the future. Let's see.
It's interesting because you have to have Darth Revan for that too. Just
Yep.
to get the gear back.
Yeah. So then they're saying that they're going to monitor forums and they're going to monitor Reddit about the performance of another character that they didn't beta test, and they probably didn't alpha test enough, and they definitely didn't have a public server about, which is Anakin, and how Anakin is working in the meta, and was it their intention? And it says our intention is that Jedi Knight Anakin should not outperform Darth Malak. Okay. And so they'll evaluate it and address it later, and stay tuned for more possible the possibility of them refunding not only Sith Assassin but possibly Jedi Knight Anakin gear as well.
The same week that they're releasing Padme, they're also potentially nerfing her hubby.
Yes, and then as well as a potential long-term changes to our testing regime to ensure the quality of these releases. Now, let me tell you, this is important, right? I don't normally do this, but I will tell you that I know that they have already changed their testing process from what it was before. And I'm without going into a whole lot of detail, and don't ask me any questions about it because I'm not going to answer any questions, but I am going to tell you that they have already, since this post, changed how they test. For example, the new Padme and how Padme's coming out. And so I feel like that
that's a good step.
It's a step in the right direction, right? The first thing you've got to do whenever you have a problem is you have to recognize you have a problem, and then you have to recognize that the way you got to this problem means you need to change your procedures. And I have already seen a change in the procedures on what they're doing, and so I'm going to call it a step in the right direction.
I'll let Mero go next because I might go on a little mini rant here.
Well, you need to go on a little bit. But before that, we did get a donation from Thing Kyrell. He said, release the unaired video about the CG Eric post. Well,
I think we might release it to the VIPs.
Yeah.
We'll see. We might give it to all the VIPs for you guys to see. Ranger and I recorded something. Part of it did come out in a video, but yeah. We'll probably give it to the VIPs so you guys can see it. And that's how we do our recording and stuff before we do all of the video editing and stuff. But Mero, I'll let you go ahead and talk next before I go on the mini rant.
Well, I mean, it's cool to see that they're acknowledging that they're having, testing issues and that they're trying to, problem solve and figure this out. And, conversations like this are good because it's going to help CG realize what they need to do. Like what Grande was saying about, public test servers, that would be a really good thing to do. But, at least in my arena, Anakin, I mean, he's not that overpowered. I think he does, I mean, first of all, he is one of the most powerful characters in the lore, right? Anakin, he's Darth Vader. And, I just don't understand how when they put him in the game, they didn't just test him with Darth Revan. Like, I feel like that's the first thing that I would have done is tested Anakin with I don't know. It's just kind of interesting because it's just like everybody that would have tested that would have done that first. So it's just, it's noble that they're giving the gear back for Sith Assassin. I mean, we don't know how much gear they're going to give back. We don't know if they're just going to give you the gear 12 pieces.
I think they've said they're just going to give us the pieces that you've put on since like May 20th or something.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot.
But what about the people, that geared Sith Assassin up in anticipation, to get Revan now?
Yeah, if you applied gear to Sith Assassin following the announcement of Darth Revan on 3/20, that's what you're going to get back. Any gear applied from 320 until the date of this post don't apply anymore on, because so about a month's worth of gear, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get a couple pieces back unless you just wailed out crazy on her for all of
So it's March 20. I don't know if you said May.
March
I don't
20.
know.
March 20.
Sorry, March 20, not
Real
May
quick
20.
thing,
March.
Kyrell donated another $2, and he said, changes, did CG fire Grim as the beta tester? Inquiring minds want to know. I don't know.
I just don't want
Did
them to
they?
nerf Anakin.
Grande
man. I
can't
think
answer.
good.
He said he can't.
Look.
He can't answer whether or not Grimm still or is not a beta tester. So.
And then Formac wants to
I'll let
know, did
everybody
CG
read between
test
the lines
their
on what-
testers
on
before
what that
hiring
means.
them?
Yeah. You know, inquiring smart minds will understand what I meant by that.
All right, Dr. Finn. Give us your take, brother.
All right. So the Sith Assassin part, I don't know why they put Marauder first and then excluded it. Marauder does seem like a character that should get a refund for pretty much the same reason. He has a turn meter ability that then becomes useless, and a lot of people did use Marauder for that same reason. So once they figure out the solution for Sith Assassin, I think they really should do that with Sith Marauder as well. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's a little bit on the lower end.
That's true.
Here is kind of the point that I'm upset with CG about. We are not game changers. We chose not to be game changers, just the way we've gone through. But the game changers had served a purpose for the community well before all of this stuff happened. The game changers were useful. What they would do is they would get access to these different new characters a week ahead of time. They would develop whatever videos they wanted to for their YouTube channel, right? And then they would put it out for us on the day of release so that the players could understand what is going on.
Right.
They worked as more than just a publicity arm for CG. And I don't know if this is being
probably
lost.
some of them, not all of them.
Not all of them, but a lot. I would say so here's the other part. They expanded the Game Changer program to uselessness. They had a group of game changers originally, I think it was like 8 of them, right, that were making videos on the newer content. Now there's like 50 some odd game changers. I understand the need for other languages to be involved, but the number of game changers that they have at this point is utterly ridiculous. It doesn't provide anything. You don't need 50 game changers providing a video on the exact same thing. What you need are 5 or 6 that are dedicated to making videos and showcasing some of these characters in order to show the players whether or not these characters are good or bad, right? Now, here is the ultimate problem. They were not just publicity. What they were a testing arm ahead of the players getting the content. Because of some of the things they found, CG went ahead and made them put the beta content is subject to change thing on half of their videos, because if they found something that broke the game, they would be able to change it before it got released and say, oh, well, the game changers were using the beta program access, and things changed. They no longer have the Game Changer program. The Game Changer program has effectively just been by name only. And we had some of the Game Changers with us on Jedi Academy talking about this, right? Warrior had talked about this. T-Money talked about it. Good old Maurice, Ramon Azab. I mean, and I know good old Maurice and T-Money were a little bit later in terms of the Game Changer, but Warrior and Ramon were there from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And they have now been unable to really create anything to really help the community out before the community actually gets it. They're not getting anything ahead of time. They're making it at the same time that things are released to the public. That doesn't help the players. That also does not help EA or CG. The Game Changers worked as an arm in order to not only publicize, but to test this content. Do you think that the Game Changers would not have tested Anakin with Jedi Knight Revan?
Of course.
Do you not think that they would have tested Malak and Revan and seen that EP would have worked?
Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying about how we have to have more steps and procedures where more people are looking at this who maybe are not part of the typical groupthink that are like, oh, hey, look, we're getting Padme. Let's put Padme with freaking Mace Windu and see if he's good. I mean,
the other part too is, and I know they mentioned the public beta test, the public test server and all of that. I can understand from their perspective, trying to do it, but there's kind of an inherent problem with that.
What's that?
That is the way that CG makes money. the MMO style is a monthly fee. You pay for the month, you are set, right? So doing a public test is a lot easier. With the mobile gaming platform and the business model that you have, the panic farm is the way that they make money. And so by doing a public test, you allow access to the public before the release and you let them kind of figure out what they need to do. And so potentially you're changing your income flow as a result of doing a public test. That's why I think really they need to streamline the Game Changer program again and make it so you only have a few game changers. You don't need to do every single person that's a YouTuber. Let there be a small group of game changers that'll actually make videos and test the content and effectively try to freaking break the game. That's what they should be doing. They're not just game changers because they're publicizing it. They should be game changers because they're trying to break the game and find ways to change the game for the better if that's what you're doing for a CG.
Well, I'm fine if it's game changers or just a group of players,
whatever
loyal players, whoever it is. It needs to be somebody that's unaffiliated, that doesn't walk into the doors at Sacramento every day and sit in the office and hear what everything's going on. It needs to be somebody who's it's coming at it from a different perspective.
Yeah. It's always good to have a third party testing your stuff.
Third party testing, man. I mean, we do it all the time. We do third party testing on everything before it goes out. Why do we do third party? Because they come at it with a fresh set of eyes versus non third party testing.
Yeah. Thank Irel just under $2 real quick. Says I have issues with the wording of Finn's rant. Well, I'm just throwing that out there. So.
Of course he does.
The thing is that there's so many people out there, that would do this for free. That people that just love this game, that would just love to get their hands on this stuff and these new characters and test it out for them. They just need to find ways to find these people. I mean,
their challenge is leaks, though, right? I mean, the challenge is leaks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
One of the biggest challenges with the Game Changer program to begin with was, and it's part of the reason why we haven't become game changers, is because if you're a game changer, you typically have a server, you typically have Patreons that are paying you $20, $30, $40, $3, whatever it is a month. And at some point you feel obligated to give them something special, right? And it would be incredibly easy I'm not saying every game changer, but it would be incredibly easy for a game changer to have a motive to maybe slip and tell one of their Patreons something that then gets out in the wild. Now, motive does not mean that they actually did that. Does that make sense? And I don't want to implicate anyone that someone actually did that, but it means that if a leak did happen, one of the first place that anyone who's an employee is going to go is they're going to say, well, it was the game changers that screwed it up because they had access a week early and they were helping us with blah, blah, blah. And so, anytime you have someone, whether it's a trusted group of players or whether it's game changers, potentially you can have it where they have a conversation with somebody and they say something, they say something that they shouldn't. I mean,
in that case, if you have a game changer that you don't trust to keep their mouth shut, don't make them a game changer.
Was it Warrior?
Again, it's I'm telling you right now,
they're not being paid, right? EA has the discretion of dropping somebody as a game changer whenever they want. There's no reason for cause.
I think that you have circles here that don't have to fully overlap. In other words, you can have a circle that includes some game changers and some non-game changers that test this stuff before it comes out.
No, I'm fine with that. All I'm saying is that if you think a game changer is leaking, then drop them as a game changer. They can't be trusted, then you just drop them, right? Well, why would you want somebody that you can't trust or whatever? If you don't think you can trust them, why would you put them in a program that is built on trust? Right? You can just drop them. Find somebody else. There's plenty of YouTubers. I mean, in the chat alone, right? And I know he's a little bit newer, but he has a big following now. But Urza is one of the newer game changers, right?
Sure.
We have T-Money and good old Maurice. Darth Microtransaction is in here. We have Marrow on here. There's no shortage of YouTubers that would probably be looking for an opportunity to do something like this. If there's somebody that you think you cannot trust, drop them and find somebody else. But you don't need to have a pool of 50 at a time.
I think that game changers as players fill a specific role, and some of those people could or could not also fill a role as a second or third line of testing.
You forgot Xylo takedown.
Oh yeah, Xylo's in there, Dakara too. I didn't. I missed that. I'm not trying to miss you guys. I just didn't see you guys.
I'm just saying that I'm just saying that yes, that group needs to exist. I'm not sure the Game Changer vehicle is the vehicle that it needs to exist with.
Yeah, I'll throw my hat in the ring. I'll be a tester. You know me. I'll give my.
What do you guys think is happening with the Game Changers? Because we don't see the videos come out anymore.
Because
we're only getting
CG,
updates
the
these
program,
days.
there was some stuff that happened. I'm not going to get into the weeds with this
Yeah.
stuff, but it basically they stopped giving them stuff. Plain and simple. Oh God, thank Kyrell again. CG shouldn't just look at YouTubers to be game changers. We're talking about that now.
Yeah, that's what Grande's saying.
Give us some time,
don't
then we'll get to that area. Just don't donate $2 and throw those out there.
Like I said, I mean, we have a lot of friends of ours that are game changers. We have specifically decided not to be game changers multiple times. It's just a
Ranger Rants would get us kicked out pretty quick.
Ranger Rants would probably get us kicked out pretty quickly, right? But because we have a tendency to want to kind of speak.
You're damn right. I call it for the community. I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat something. For a company like.
The other thing too is think about it. If you've got somebody who's testing, you want them to be able to run in there and say that they're testing something and that it's broke as hell and that they cannot release it and not be concerned that they're going to lose some kind of status they make money with on YouTube. You see what I'm saying, Infinity? I mean, it creates. There's
a balance here somewhere. There's some kind of way you can. There's a balance here somewhere. So I mean, it can be done.
No, I don't disagree.
But I like your point, Finn, a lot. They just kind of discontinued it, and since that point, it has been a dumpster fire since then. General Grievous on. It has been pretty damn bad about how this content has come out, and it has left a lot of bad blood in the community.
I am telling you, since Eric's post, right? Since the post Eric just made, they have changed what they were doing previous to Eric's post to what they're doing from whatever.
I would hope so. It would be kind of silly for them not to.
Sure, I trust Grande with my life, and if Grande Pat Patron says that's the case, then I'll take it. But I ain't giving them any slack. Yeah, I ain't giving them any slack until I start seeing some of the product. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to work.
Listen, Grande, just because you says you have the best quality stuff from the market from your buddy doesn't mean I'm going to believe you.
I'm telling you, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm telling you, when it's
say no more.
Grande,
give it a little nudge, a little elbow.
What else can I say?
Give it a little elbow there.
I'm telling you, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Mm-hmm. No, and I don't disagree, Grande.
Trust me,
you're
Ranger.
right.
I have your best interests at heart. And get the hell away from me, Grande.
I agree with you that you do need like some game changers and then some just non-affiliated with anything, right? The reason I'm specifying the game changer program specifically with what I was saying is that they're the most visible, right? We've seen the decline in the quality of their testing. And it's not that we haven't seen bugs before. We've seen the game. I mean, honestly, the community kind of was in an uproar against game changers because they would put out videos and then things would change before release and their videos didn't match up, right? And we've had these conversations even on our stream where there was just content that the game changers were putting out and we were almost feeling duped, right? And we've said it before. It's like CG's providing them content in a game mode that's not there. It's not in the game. So the game changers were providing some kind of testing and it became more obvious in that because they were public. Like whoever's testing behind the scenes, you don't really see them publicly. The game changers you see publicly. And when you see that they're not putting content out before the releases, when you see that they don't have and I was actually noticing this too. This is what struck me initially was that you don't have this beta content is subject to change videos anymore because they're not getting anything ahead of time
they're getting
to do any of the testing.
That's what I missed about this the other night. Miss is just like,
exactly.
I mean, like they're not
these kind of
anything.
things like stuck out to me as just publicly showing that whatever their testing is, they're not involving as many people as they should. And
apparently,
it's not just people.
Says I need to say it in a French accent.
No, you don't. Just because chat says something does not mean you need to do it, Grande. Here, someone tell Grande to go run in traffic. See if he does it.
That's messed up.
All right. I feel like we beat this one to a pulp.
It's an interesting thing. We'll see how it moves forward. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Padme. I don't think she's going to be a OP character. at all.
I just hope she's not broken too, man.
Oh,
Really
God.
needs to come out right.
I'm gonna put my hope.
We need a win, man. We need a win.
We do need a win.
Yes.
CG needs a win.
I'll tell you how they can win. How can they win?
When
Padme drops below 50%,
Yeah,
half of her shirt goes away.
Yeah, she
becomes midriff Padme
cut
below
on her
50%.
back, and she's all, oh no. Finn will be just
below 50%. She loses half her shirt and becomes midriff Padme.
right.
Now,
That's how they
Finn would
win.
just stroke out.
Does midriff Padme gonna have a belly because she's pregnant with
No.
No. This is episode 2, Clone Wars. Padme.
Oh,
Grande.
okay.
Damn, Grande, know your
Yeah.
damn movies, son. God.
They definitely took the safe route with
God.
her outfit.
This is not Prego Padme.
I thought it was
In
Prego.
episode 3. You're breaking my heart.
Can we have Prego midriff Padme?
No one wants to kill a Prego woman in game.
Yeah, Grande, go attack the pregnant woman with your lightsaber.
Yeah, see how that goes over. Good call, Grande. That's why I have a degree in marketing and you're just a potato head. Grande would think that's the best idea ever. Grande, what do you got for us today? Guys, hear me out. Pregnant women being beaten with lightsabers. I think it's brilliant.
That's not Disney.
That's not a bad PR move at all.
Really hear me out. I really think this could go.
I mean, look, they could just take Gamorrean Guard's rear end and put it in the front, and it'd be great.
I mean, if we want to be honest, Padme wouldn't even get to that point. She would just die of sadness. If Anakin comes on the board, she just dies of sadness right there, right? I mean, just instantly she just collapses, gives birth, and then just passes away.
It's just awful.
This is wait. Padme's how we get.
We can't explain it.
I'm just gonna stop.
She's losing her will.
No
to
good
live.
can come from this conversation, Grande. I'm just saying.
You brought it up.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
All right. So
they'll be hitting pregnant women with.
We've gone over all the news that's fit to print, right?
Yeah.
So do we want to start with some questions here, or do we want to go?
Oh, we still have to do the. We have to do the Twitter
for our
questions.
guests.
Yeah, we have questions for our guest.
Well, we have Twitter question. Didn't we do the Twitter question?
No, I never posted the Twitter question. I was trying to
Stupid
get my
ass Finn, you had one damn job.
Yeah, my job was to stream while you had no internet.
You had the entire damn day.
Hey.
You know I didn't have it during the pre-stream. I asked you what the question should be.
Finn, don't listen to him. He was eating Krispy Kremes and passed out on his damn bed from a sugar
I showed this on the
crash.
pre-stream. I'll show you guys too. Since
He
I came back
ate
from the
this
half marathon,
whole
it's been very bad.
box. I'm over here eating just 3 ounces of chicken and vegetables, working out, losing weight.
No Twitter question today.
And
We'll do Twitter question
Mr. Fatty over there is eating 6 stupid ass donuts. Y'all need to get on him.
It's the chocolate iced with the cream filling.
Oh, well, that makes it even worse, Finn.
It was good.
Oh, I bet it was.
That was my breakfast, my lunch, and my snacks.
Questions for our guests.
All right,
let's
do some questions
for our guests.
Let's get some questions.
All right. So, questions for Mr. Marrow.
Yes.
So, here is your first.
Let's reintroduce him again.
Yeah. So, talk about your channel and how you get started, because I think we might have got lost at the beginning, Marrow.
Yes.
So, let's start with that.
Well, like I was saying, I've been really getting into the PvP aspect of the game. That's by far my favorite part of the game. So, GA's come out. It's really ignited my passion for the game. And, I've had a lot of success in GA and I've had a lot of help. I'm in a pretty good guild. They do very well in TW, so they give a lot of good advice in, GA, and I've soaked it up like a sponge. And, I've noticed a lot of my battles. I have a lot of fun, and, the thing I love about gaming is just the social aspect of the game. And I feel like making YouTube videos is another way for me to connect with those people and just kind of share my knowledge and just kind of help people. While also, learning things on my own. So, I started recording my GA battles, and now I've kind of wanted to go into the territory of just, making like tips and tricks videos, just, things that like I like to use on defense for GA. I just released a video today talking about, the top 3 defense teams that I like. I'm going to be making more going forward, but I'm just, I'm really anticipating the GA championships coming out, where we move up in ranks, and I feel like I'm excited for that, and it's just going to be fun to share that with everybody. But
Well, I'll
You
be
know-
competing, but Mr. Finn will not. So let's just throw that out there.
I
right
think
now.
me and Ranger are close in GP, so we might get matched up. One
You
day,
might,
which
man.
I'm hoping for.
I've had some good battles here recently. I mean, today the guy he put everything on defense. Good Lord, did he throw everything on defense?
Yeah,
And then
watched that
I
today.
cleared the north, and then I got to the south, and then misclicked, didn't check, went in with the wrong team against the wrong team, and it was just
I know.
awful. For
I
me.
felt so bad.
But
for
then
you,
I
man.
then I was like, oh God. So it's something that I would like you to add, CG, if you're listening. Highlight the damn thing so you can see, because it doesn't do anything. You barely see it. It's like now I'm like all paranoid. Like every time I'm going to do GNL, like, did I click the right team? They go back.
Something I really think CG needs to add, like ASAP, is something that I've seen a lot of people struggle with. Is when you place your defense, they should allow you to remove it, because sometimes people place the wrong defense. Like I was going up against the guy. Yeah, I was going up against the guy in this other round, and he placed his Darth Revan, he placed his HK-47, and his light side Bastila because he wasn't paying attention.
No, yeah.
So he's like, see if you could catch the wrong defense I placed, and I saw it, and I was like, oh no, man, I wish there was a way to remove it. I mean, I don't see the advantage of being able to remove defense if you place it within a 24-hour window, but I hope CG adds that, because that would make things a little bit less stressful when you're placing defense down, because sometimes you change your mind.
Sometimes you do.
All right, so really quick for everyone, once again, our guest is Mero CM. He is a YouTuber.
The
He's
artist
been a long time
known as Member Tauntauns.
Yes,
long time.
He's been a long time YouTuber. Yes, Member Tauntauns in the chat if you guys remember. A link. He is the video of the week, and there's a link to it in the credits of our YouTube description. I'm going to add it in the guest section as well. But so you'll be able to go directly to his page. Make sure you visit and you subscribe. Grande has linked it in the chat as well. So let's get to some questions. Now we'll kind of alternate between a Star Wars question and a non-Star Wars question. So which one do you want to start with?
Let's go with the Star Wars one first.
Star Wars one. Okay,
Yeah.
so first Star Wars question for you. If you could live on any Star Wars planet, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Oops. Hold on a second. Let's drop my mic out. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
The question just threw him off so much he dropped his mic, folks.
He's
Sorry,
trying to
knocked my
time travel
headset.
right now to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to That is a really good question. I think the planet that I think is the kind of the coolest is the Naboo planet. I think because it's really beautiful. It's got that kind of like medieval feel to it. It just seems really peaceful. Yeah. What was that scene where Anakin and Padme were talking? And they're in that like little castle, and he was like talking about how he hated sand. Like that place looks like a really like
Anakin is not
place
wrong.
to go for sure.
I hate sand too. It is coarse. It does get everywhere.
Yeah, that's the best line ever.
But just the way he delivered it, though, just made me go, "You lost me, buddy. I was with you right till you delivered it."
Does the Death Star count as a planet?
No.
That'd be kind of a cool place to.
It doesn't really matter. The correct answer is Endor, but that's besides the point.
When I think of the Death
walk
Star,
leather.
I think about the stuff
That's obvious.
that has to run the Death Star. Like, you never see like the food commissaries. When do they eat?
Well, I don't know.
They're always running around working stuff.
They didn't eat
Where do
until
they
Matt, the
sleep?
radar technician,
Where do
came
they
around.
eat? Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we got to know, man. It's a giant moon-sized shaped destructor.
I'm sure they have mess halls and restrooms on there.
I mean,
we don't need to see it.
I want to know what planet Ranger would want to live on.
Mustafar.
No. Korban, baby. Sith. Represent, bitches.
There you go.
All right.
All right, next question.
All right. So your non-Star Wars question: what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received?
In the game or in life?
No, in life. This is a non-Star Wars.
Oh my gosh. That is a really good question. The best piece of advice I've ever received is you don't always have to be right about everything.
That's a good one.
You don't, and I think that also goes with just your attitude and your look on life. I believe that the world is an exact reflection of who you are on the inside, and just hearing that kind of changed my life. Because when I used to be a really negative person. I used to have I used to be totally different, and all the negativity that I felt, it happened to me in the real world. And then when I changed my outlook in life, I became more of a positive person. It changed my outlook completely, and everything around me now seems to be more peaceful and beautiful. So that's probably the biggest piece of advice I've gotten.
Maro CM, you know what the best piece of advice I've ever gotten was?
What is that?
It was from my father. We were getting ready to have our second child, and my father told me, he said, as soon as that baby comes out, don't let the doctor touch him. And I was like, why, Dad? And he goes, well, you got to turn them over real quick. They got all the instructions on the back. So don't let the doctor wipe off the instructions.
Grande,
turn them over real quick. That way you can read the instructions real quick.
Grande. Hold on, Grande. What's wrong with you?
My wife is 6 months pregnant, so I'm having my first baby due in 3 months. So
excellent.
Don't go.
I'll take that.
Don't go try to wipe off the damn instructions off the baby.
Tell that to the doctor. Tell the doctor, look, real quick.
I mean, Grande, you're 2 for 2, man.
The baby first comes
First you're
out,
trying to kill the pregos, and then you're trying to wipe instructions on babies that don't exist.
Read the instructions on the back.
How do the instructions?
Oh my gosh.
How do the instructions get there, Grande?
That's some good advice, man. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna tell my wife that. Oh
All right.
man.
Can you imagine Grande giving the birds and bees speech to his kids? I'm horrified right now thinking of what those children heard from him.
Oh man, you gotta love it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, next question.
All right, Star Wars question for you. What is your best Star Wars childhood memory?
My best Star Wars childhood memory. I don't know if I wasn't really a child then, but I really became a true fan of Star Wars when I was around 18. I mean, I always grew up with Star Wars, but my father actually worked on all the artwork and design for all the Star Wars toys.
Nice.
He did all,
nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
Some of the artwork that me and him worked on is actually in my YouTube channel. I think one of my thumbnails has some of the artwork, and then the homepage has the Boba Fett.
Hell, I'm done
But
streaming. Where's your channel? Let me go check that out. I don't give a crap about this.
I don't know if you ever heard of the Star Wars toy line called Unleashed that has.
Oh yes.
Yeah, my dad did all the artwork for that.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and I helped him as his apprentice, but what really made me fall in love with Star Wars was not only just working on the brand and just, working with all the toys and all the people, when we got invited to go to Celebration, and we were invited as one of the artists in the artist booth section, and we all, got to come up with a painting and sell limited edition prints of it and put our artwork up. And I really just fell in love with the fans, because the Star Wars fans, I think is the best community.
Well, go read Reddit and then tell me how you feel.
Except Reddit. Reddit's a little crazy sometimes. But just the people I've met in my real life, and just in real life, just the Star Wars fans were just such awesome people, man. And that's what made me really just fall in love with Star Wars. I've always been a Star Wars fan, but I've considered myself to be a true fan after I went to Celebration and, just working on the brand. And then, of course, this game itself, the Star Wars game, we wouldn't be here if we weren't Star Wars fans, right? And, all the people that I've interacted with, like you guys and, all my people in my guild and just my arena shards are just the coolest people, man.
We are pretty cool.
Great community we have.
Not me.
You guys.
All right, next question, Finn. You just ruined the whole moment.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the last question. This is a non-Star Wars question for you. What is your favorite drink?
What is my favorite drink? Alcohol related?
You can pick alcohol or non-alcohol. It is up to you.
Orange soda.
Oh, that's a good one.
Any particular brand?
Sunkist.
Okay, I'm with you.
Or
I've tried Fanta.
Fanta's good too, but Sunkist is better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because I never drink it, but if I see it, I'll drink it.
So you don't buy it at the grocery store, but if you happen to be there.
Yeah. If it's at the fountain drink, like at a fast food place, that's the
Do you ever do the machine of mixing?
Oh yeah, I used to do that.
Have you mixed orange with anything else?
It's called a suicide. Yeah.
Bimatsu donated us $2 and said, "Grande's on fire."
Grande's on something. I don't know if fire is the
Yeah.
right word.
Fire is metaphor for
I hope you
cocaine.
didn't kill every
Fire is
one
metaphor
of
for
those
okay.
boys.
Oh,
Cocaine,
man.
not okay. Smack. Junk.
Okay.
Sun, kiss,
Question.
and vodka.
There we go. Are we ready for questions with the question in them?
Mhm.
Yes. Let us get to some of the questions.
Infinity, you got them? I hope you do.
Yeah, I have Nightbot open. I'm getting them. Give me one
Sweet.
second here to move my window over here. All right.
Elliot Worsfold, you're right. Prison did change Grande.
Oh, man. I'm telling you. Telling you.
All right. Let's see how many of these questions we can get
I
through.
was on the chain gang, It was me and Paul Newman.
All right. Let's see. What else 73? We'll give this one to we'll try to give these to our guests here. So Mero, what else 73 says, did anyone come up with a non-Dart Revan Malak counter in 3v3 yet by chance? Glad you guys are on even barely tonight. Yeah, that was during my thing. So yeah. So, did you come up with any?
Well, I've had some success with Kira and Nest. They were able to take out two of the, I think it was Revan and HK. So Kira and Nest worked really well. I saw Ranger trying the one with Basila. It didn't seem to go too well. Probably because Ranger didn't have enough health on or tenacity on there.
That was because I was screwing around at that point. Because really, the plan was they wanted me to use Kira Nest, but I didn't. I forgot I put Kira on defense because Kira L3 and Vandor is just nasty, right?
But that's the one I've used, and it's worked. I mean, it didn't win, but it got two of them out of there. And if you get, if it takes two battles to take that team out, then you're doing well. But that's why I like to save my Darth Revan for offense if they have Darth Revan. So,
you know what I think, based on some of the videos I've seen. In fact, he might even be in here right now. It's just Ian made a video that showed crew 5v5 on a Revan team, and it made me and a couple of my other buddies start thinking about, could First Order potentially take that out?
That's a good point.
I don't know
the
if
thing is all going to be speed.
I mean, it would be good to counter for Malak, because when Malak tries to use that special, it doesn't really do anything to Kylo Ren. But I think if it's HK and Darth Revan and Darth Basila, it's going to be kind of difficult.
I do too. I'm just kind of thinking through it, right? There's got to be something else out there, man. There's got.
I beat the Revan in offense earlier, but my Thrawn outspeeded his Revan, so that's pretty much why, right? Like if you have the speed advantage, it's even. So I beat it with Traya, Nihilus, and Thrawn, and I fractured Darth Revan, and that team was just easy afterwards. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say if you have speed advantage, that changes a lot of things. But if you don't have a speed advantage, it's not the same.
Changes everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, that Malak team is all about, it's a +1 speed meta. We're there right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a plus. It's his Malak's 314 and my Malak's 313. 90% chance you're gonna lose that battle. All other things being even.
It's all about speed right now.
And so
it's all about speed.
That's a cruddy. It's kind of a really cruddy meta to be in at the moment. Anyway, next question?
All right, next question. I'll save this for later. Fat Tony 99 question: how did Finn's defenses do in Grand Arena? Everything was basically one shot except for the Kylo.
Shocking.
The crew, Kylo and First Order Stormtrooper team. That one had 7 attacks on it. Everything else was single beaten. So, yeah. He had his Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan on defense. So that wasn't pleasant for me. So he ended up winning, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Next one, Skywalker Vader. Did you put a Zeta on Kenobi, and is it worth it? Thanks, guys.
That's GK's Zeta, I'm guessing, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you done it, Mero?
To be honest, I mean, I want to see. I don't think the full team is done yet. I think we're going to still have to wait for Padme. We'll see what Padme brings to the table. I'm holding off. I'm hoarding gear. I'm hoarding Zetas because I know there's going to be a lot of characters that we're going to need for this new territory battles map. So I'm hoarding right now. Not sure about that Zeta. I would rather Zeta Ahsoka Tano first before I did GK.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So I'm holding. I'm just waiting right now.
Grande, you were gonna say something? Sorry.
I agree completely with what he's saying. The Ahsoka Zeta seems better right now at the moment, but I'm with Mira CM that we're not there yet.
Okay. Tallywhack my knacker. So this is going to be a little bit of a speculation question. So, question in theory: what is the best squad for this upcoming event?
That's a good question.
It's a
Separatist.
Droid.
Hey,
Separatist droids, man. I mean, if you have 5 Separatist droids at 7-star,
that's going to be the best one for sure.
that's going to be the best squad with all the Zetas. The problem is, it's a freaking 4 Zeta, 5 Zeta team, right? Most people don't have that team ready to go.
I don't know what my Separatists are because I hate them. Sarge good, Count Dooku.
They had a Dooku lead in there. I mean, that's
going to be the one that most people are probably going to end up using because Grievous's rework was just kind of meh, and so a lot of people didn't invest in him. Dooku is still, I think, a really good character in the game, right?
Leader ability. So, I mean, he's not that hard to gear either. I mean, he's not that. He's
no, it's not simple. That bad. Dooku lead, man. I mean, the only reason why you might go Poggle lead, I mean, I'm sure someone's going to do Poggle lead, right? Because they've got Poggle at 7-star and they're going to try it. So it's going to be a mishmash of Poggle and some droids.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, man. Woo! Good luck.
Yeah, that's not going to.
They're going to call it the new Geo, I hope. I mean, we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, they could put in Mother, right?
Mother.
So we have another Mother. We have another Mother.
Oh, Mother!
So we'll have 2 mothers and a MILF in the game? That's pretty awesome.
2 mothers and a MILF.
All right, Nathaniel Morgan. Question, do you think there will be accuracy up from that NPC Mon Calamari to prevent free-to-play Dooku cheesing?
Man, we've seen Mod Calamari said she was supposed to be in the game so many times.
No! What?
Yeah. What's her name? Mod Calamari? Am I saying it wrong?
Why am I understanding? You're probably talking about Mon Mothma.
Yeah, Mod. Yeah. What did I?
We are talking about Mon Calamari, who is the Jedi, Akbar. That's a Jedi that's in the Padme video.
Yeah, Mod Mothma. I mean, Mod Calamari, right? That's the.
No, Grande. What did I just tell you about?
Hold on. The one that was in the video is the one that's got the hair like Ahsoka, right?
There's no hair. He's a fish like Akbar.
Hold on.
Well, if it did have accuracy up, it'd make Dooku worthless. But
that's probably why he's asking the question. And
yeah, I think, sure.
I think that's probably is what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
I can't
see that.
Grande is just he's between Comcast and Grande.
Was it Mon Mothma that was in the video? The one that as many people have died.
Wait, what?
What?
The leader of the Galactic Senate.
Yeah, in the actual movie you're talking about? Yeah. That's Mon Mothma.
Right. But which one was in the video that you saw on the Twitter thing?
Help him, Finn. Yours only hope.
That's a Jedi, Mon Calamari.
Mon
Calamari and Mon Mothma are 2 different people.
Yes, I understand they're 2 different people.
Do you, Grande?
Yes, I do. Now, at one point, a long time ago, they had a Jedi that looked like that, but they didn't call him Mon Calamari. They called him like Jedi Sentinel. They had a Calamari Jedi in the game that fought again.
Well, there's been many in lore and stuff, so
yeah.
Let's move on, please, God.
Mon Calamari is a species, by the way. That's why he's called Mon Calamari Jedi.
Well, he's of the species.
Mon Calamari.
Yeah. But the Jedi that you're thinking, anyway. I digress. We got way off topic.
I like calamari.
I like calamari. Every time I go to Johnny Carino's, we get some calamari, and sometimes it's Jedi, and sometimes it's
not. So that brings up a question: do you prefer calamari with a marinara sauce or like a special like tangy dipping sauce?
Both.
Man, that's good. That's a good question.
Both, man. Why limit yourself?
I love sardines in marinara sauce,
So there you go.
I think that would be good in marinara sauce as well.
Grande?
I don't know, man. I like it. I like it with a marinara sauce. I like it with a little bit of lemon butter. I mean, it's good.
I like the special sauces because you can get marinara anywhere, but those special like tangy sauces and stuff they do, those are like always my favorites. All right, let's get back to
Is calamari the ring or the tentacles?
both. Calamari is the actual squid.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm wondering, like, are the tentacles baby calamari and the other one is like just the legs of the bigger one?
No, they're the tentacles, and the rings are part of the body after they're hollowed out.
Oh, are you sure? I thought one was like from the daddy calamari and they cut up all the legs into rings, and then the other ones was the babies. Anyway.
And this has been non-food TV.
That's called going off topic.
That's way off topic.
That's
I'm sorry.
awesome.
Welcome back to NPR. We've got the world's dumbest dad who is giving awful advice to all our viewers.
Oh my God, guys! There's a fox. There's a fox going right by me right. Oh my.
There
God.
is. You better get a jacket. That's all.
No, I'm serious. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Anyway.
Okay.
You're turning into Grande. We're having a really bad influence on him today. Okay. Next question. Captain Obvious. The next Grand Arena is going to include ships with 3v3. Are we going to have to make fleet 3v3 teams, or is Fleet Battle going to just take up a whole territory?
Yeah, it's taken up. In the past, it took up a whole territory. And it was normal. It was a capital, 3 in the front, 4 in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's normally how ships works, regardless of whether it's 5v5 or 3v3.
Yep. Let's see. I'm trying to see these questions. There's a lot of troll questions all over the place right now.
Finity, when did you get that pork poster in the back? I just now noticed that.
I got that a while ago, actually. I had it on the wish list, and somebody got it for me.
That's the first time I just noticed that.
Yep, it's been behind me the whole time. I got a bunch of porgs staring at you guys all the time.
They sort of look into my soul.
I know.
Yeah, I just look at those and go, that's Din.
They're looking at you with their sad porky faces.
That's not gonna work on me.
McTweet, what Darth Revan squad without Malak can beat Malak teams?
What squad without Darth? Say it again.
What Darth Revan team without Malak can beat a Darth Revan team with Malak? So this is like an arena 5v5 question.
Okay, so he's gonna do paper, rock, scissors. The other guy's got rock, and he's saying, I've got a smaller rock, but I want to beat your bigger rock.
He doesn't have Malak.
Yeah. He doesn't have Malak.
So I know. I don't think it can be done.
Yeah, it's a struggle. My arena.
Malak just makes it. Sith Trooper and Malak make it so damn near impossible to do anything with anybody else, because they're just constantly taunting, and Malak is just ridiculous. So I can see mine's on the board right now. He's almost gear 11. Bud is going in arena as soon as he hits gear 11.
He's saying he does. They're saying they do it with Marauder and Trooper.
Good luck.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think it really depends on what you're seeing for somebody that has Darth Malak. If they're running double Zeta Darth Malak and they're not running him with everybody thinks he just needs a ton of protection. I think it's going to be a little troublesome. I'm not saying it, and I've seen Dakara's videos. I mean, I've watched he's a Twitch streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we feature him on our Twitch channel.
It is possible, right? And whenever I run up against 7-star gear 12, it's a little more difficult.
I've also seen people doing it with Sith Trooper and Jedi Knight Anakin right now. That one is also.
I've seen
Anakin. Yeah, I've seen Anakin on some of those teams.
On a Darth Malak.
He gets all like, "You underestimate my power," and like we did underestimate your power. They're all bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So somebody just put
Anakin smash hard
Anakin on the team.
All right.
But yeah, it's a struggle if you don't have Malak.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it is.
But you could put Anakin on there and probably do it.
Maybe.
Yeah, the guys in my arena are hating me completely right now. I haven't moved from like top 4 since Malak came out. Like, I mean, they hate it for sure. They're still trying to figure out counter.
It's pretty brutal.
You can sort of get there. I've seen some people put GK on the team even.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
Which is interesting.
All right. Question for the guest from Thane Kyrell. If you could go porg hunting with any of the RSG crew, who would you go with and why? You can choose more than one. Also, what Star Wars-based weapon would you use?
Definitely go with Ranger, because I just like to see his true warrior come out.
What are we using for our hunting ways there?
Lightsabers, of course, man. Come on.
I like your thinking. We stalk
There
the
we
prey.
go. We'll use our red lightsabers to throw them out.
I will have to admit, the porgs will be stupid and they'll kind of just be like, ooh, shiny light, and then you'll be able to like stab them. They won't even try to run at first.
Yeah, and that
the
face is
true
going to be
Ranger.
permanently going.
Yeah.
That's a funny question.
I'll be like, do you hear anything? No, I don't hear anything either. I guess we got them all.
Takedown games. Question, how about now?
How about now?
How about now?
Grande, how about now?
How about now?
How about now?
How about now?
All right.
It's a Levanton Roulette. Mon ami.
Okay, you took a little too far there, Grande. Let's keep it simple.
Okay, and we have a couple more questions. Thane Kyrell, question for Grande. If you could choose someone from the Star Wars universe to be your cellmate, who would it be and why? Mine would be Yoda because I feel like I would be ready to make a happy life once I leave.
I'm probably if I had to have a cellmate, midriff Padme
No, you stay away from her. She's mine.
or
Go find yourself another cellmate.
Slave Leia or that dancing Twi'lek.
Dancing Twilight. That's awesome.
Midriff Padme is my cellmate. You stay away. All right. And then last question from Luke Thyrocker. Could the Mon Calamari be Fisto's apprentice that was killed in Grievous's lair in Clone Wars?
Let's go to our lore subject matter expert, Grande Patron. What do you think, Grande?
It could be. Absolutely, it could be.
I'm not familiar enough with Clone Wars. I actually haven't seen all of them. So.
I know which one they're talking about.
There is a Clone Wars.
I'm assuming this is talking about the TV show and not the movie because I don't remember.
I think it's in Legends.
So Clone Wars in the original release was a cartoon on Cartoon Network. It was like 4 hours in total. It would come on before like 15-minute episodes before certain shows like 8 p.m. or something. And it became a whole series. But that changed when the Clone Wars movie hit and then Clone Wars itself. But both of them had things to do with Mon Calamari. You know, with the
there is a canon Mon Calamari Jedi Nahadar Zebeb. He was trained by Kit Fisto. So yeah probably him. It's probably him.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it on YouTube, it's really good watching. It was interesting.
I remember seeing him in the Clone Wars twice after I just Googled it now. So totally possible.
All right. That is it for Les Questions.
Les Questions?
Les Questions.
All right, so we are done. So that means it's time to...
Did you say you were saving a question, Finity, till the end?
Yeah, there's a bunch of troll questions.
Oh, man. Okay.
Can't touch this. Do you think we'll be able to pay $50 to remove the midriff from Padme's outfit?
Well...
They would make a lot of money. They would make a lot of money.
The Daniel Morgan question is Grande in the whale server where he gets his inside info.
I am not on the whale server. You know, for those that don't know, I think I've made it pretty obviously that I am, you know, at some point helping CG try to make the game better, and I'll just leave it at that.
Then you have John Moran question: will pregnant Padme have the slowest speed in the game?
Absolutely.
But the highest tenacity.
Right.
God. Dreamy Mushroom question: how many chocolate porgs did Finn eat over Easter? None. Blasphemy. All of
It's not blasphemy. It's Easter,
Blasphemy.
baby.
Darth Talawak, my knacker question: where are the women of the Empire?
Oh, they're always around.
hiding under the stormtrooper suits.
You just can't tell.
And
They're gender neutral. You don't know what's shooting you.
yeah, and those are the fun questions that we got.
All right. All right, we want to do a special shout out to all our gold Patreons. We appreciate all our Patreon sponsors, but especially these folks, because these are our gold Patreons who give $25 a month or more. If you would like to become a gold Patreon, and God knows we could use you, check out our Patreon channel and our Patreon link, and you can become a patron. $5 on up, and you can get special little rewards that we offer for our Patrons. We do special stuff for those guys all the time. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do it in that way. But these guys go above and beyond in so many different ways to help support the channel. This is why we can keep putting out the content that we do for you guys. So kudos to them. And then we get to the end. And this is where we wrap it all up nice with a nice bow. And I get to tell you all the stuff that's happening because I want to try to get in before the damn internet cuts off again because it's stupid ass Comcast. So we stream Monday through Friday on our lunch hour stream, 12 to 1 p.m. We do a lot of streaming, guys. We're doing a lot of streaming. We're doing a lot of videos. There's a lot of content out there. So if you have not subscribed to our channel, so much stuff you're missing out on. We do Ross reviews during our lunch stream. We do Q&A during our lunch stream. We do migraine arenas. We're putting out a lot more videos per your guys' requests on a lot of different subjects. Finn's cutting those together now. We've been recording a lot lately. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe for you guys. So stay tuned for that. But the best way to know about it is to be subscribed. You know, Wednesday night we do this show from 8 to whenever we get done.
I know for it, huh?
Think Carl said I would be a Patreon, but you lied about hookers and blow. No, I didn't. We haven't reached that
We have
level
to
yet.
work towards it. We have.
Yeah, I can't get hookers and blow if I can't even pay. If I'm eating ramen, brah. So when my diet changes for the better, so will hookers and blow contents. Good Lord, thing always trolling. But we do this show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. The longest running live stream in the community, coming up on our 150th show. I cannot believe it. Next week, 150 shows.
150, man.
Damn. We need to get a life.
I'm telling you.
Well, I need to get a life. Finn and Roundy have lives. I have nothing. Really, nothing. And then Saturday, if you haven't checked out one of the best Q&A shows in the community, Star Wars Jedi Academy, featuring some of the best and the brightest YouTubers, game changers, guests. There, and it's a straight Q&A show. All we do is answer your questions there. So check that out on Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern U.S. And then Sundays we do a D&D campaign on the channel. Tuesdays and Fridays we do Battlefront. I didn't do Battlefront this Tuesday. I wasn't feeling too good. I was exhausted because we were doing a lot of stuff. But we are going to do Battlefront because the new update came out. So plan on a big Battlefront stream Friday. So you can spend your Friday with me. Hang out. We'll do Battlefront. And now that's only on Twitch. So we are doing more on Twitch. So if you haven't followed us on Twitch, please follow us on Twitch. Very much appreciate it. Stop what you're doing right now, guys. Please give us a thumbs up on the video. It does help spread our content out to the YouTube world. It is very much appreciated. All that stuff supports the channel in some way, whether you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, support us through Patreon, all that stuff. So, that being said, thank you.
I do want to end the stream a little different today, though, by the way, Ranger.
You didn't clear this with me first, so no.
Well, no, because we didn't know about it until now. So, if you can switch to the Zoom scene, to end today, I am going to play the video that was on Twitter. I have it recorded on my computer, so I'm going to play that so people can see it, because they pulled it from Twitter. I don't think a lot of people were able to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'm not going to play the sound because it's probably going to pull the music and stuff and copyright and all of that. So let me know if my screen share works.
It's screen sharing.
Okay. All right, so we will end with this. Anything else you want to say, Ranger? I think that was everything.
No, I think I'll do the voiceovers for everything.
They can come to Discord afterwards. There's a bunch of people in there. We'll probably do some stuff.
All right, let me see if I can do some voices here.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Galaxy of Heroes, welcome to the Holotables. We got a new character for you.
He looked like he was a Star Trek guy.
Roger. Oh, no, Roger.
Hey, Bill, are you getting overtime for this? No. Bill, no! Why? Why? Oh!
Oh,
I'll give you your. I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead. Look, it's my boyfriend. I'm going to use karate kicks and a laser pistol. I'll lead these Jedi with my small little handheld pistol. Go to
She kicks like Thrawn, man.
Yeah, she does. And then if you missed it, hold on. I'll pause it here.
I have a really big lightsaber. Let me.
Now you can see where Mon Calamari is.
Yes, there he is.
Yeah, he
And you
looks
can
like
see
a
the
fish.
team lineup they
Hi
have.
everyone, I'm
Dooku.
Padme, but I'm not midriff Padme. Finn, you'll just have to use your imagination.
I will. So you can see Dooku, B2, Geo Soldier, B1, and Droidica.
Well,
And
Why would they pull it? What did it really show?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right.
You think Anakin's sitting there going, "All right, guys, we got this."
All right. So that was it. So
Come to Discord and hang out in voice chat if you want to later.
Thank you. And I'm gonna go lay down because first I have to go deal with Comcast, and then I'm gonna go lay down after I yell at them for
There
about
you
an
go.
hour.
There you go.
I'm gonna be on hold forever, so. But
All right.
I'm sure Finn and Grande and everybody else will go hang out in Discord. So go hang out with those guys. Have a great night, guys. Love y'all. Be safe, and we will holler at you later. Peace.